the Didi stat, a Ray Didi stat, that the New Orleans Saints under Sean Payton, when leading at halftime, 121-14. That's not nothing, and it's not happening today. That's for sure. Ray, Eagles with the lead. Eagles looking good on both sides of the ball. They're running the ball. They're passing the ball. The quarterback looks good. Darius, big play, Slay with a return for a touchdown, 2 picks. Take them any way you want, but this team is going to win 3 out of 4 games.
Sure looks like it, Mike. And yeah, we were talking about that in the pregame, was that amazing Sean Payton stat of when his team is ahead at halftime, they're 121-14. It looks like a misprint, but it's for real. So when you play this team, yeah, you better try to be ahead at halftime, and especially ahead by 20 points, which the Eagles find themselves here. They played really well, Mike. I mean, it's been they are, if my stats are correct, I think the Eagles are like 7 for 11 on third down.
8 for 12.
8 for 12. Okay, so, and that's against a really good defense. I mean, this isn't a shabby defense. This is a really good defense. If you're 8 for 12 on third down, that's pretty good.
Plus 152 net rushing yards. Yeah. 152.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of it by Hurts, but still, I mean, this is a team that's only been given up coming into this game. I hate to bury people in numbers, but I think they're pretty relevant here. Coming into this game, the Saints had only been allowing 3.1 yards per rush against, the best in the league. And they had only been allowing 73 yards rushing per game. The Eagles have already doubled that at halftime. So they're offensively, they're doing everything pretty much right. I mean, the only mistake of the first half offensively was the Sanders fumble, which looked really bad at the time. I mean, that's all, you got control of the game, and then you fumble that deep in your own territory. They get a third down touchdown, and they're back in it. That could have been a real momentum swing, but the Eagles never really kind of let it get away from them. They just got the ball. Every time they got the ball, they moved it in the first half, which is really impressive when you're going against a quality defense, which the Saints certainly are.
Yeah, they're not going against a quality offense. It might have been a quality offense had they had their 2 starting tackles and Jameis Winston or even Taysom Hill, but they have Trevor Siemian in there. They don't have their 2 starting tackles, and their offense looks anemic, and the Eagles have capitalized on that. But the Eagles' offense, Ray, 5.6 yards per carry. That's Howard, Sanders, and Hurts. Hurts passing not great, doesn't have a pick, but 74.2 rating.
Yeah, and executing really well. He had a couple of really nice throws in there. He had a couple that we were talking to Seth afterwards. One of the things he's got to work on is getting the ball out a little quicker, giving it to the receivers coming out of the break. There are a couple plays that he made. The one to Sanders down the sideline where he was open and he was late getting him the ball. The defender had time to come over and knock it away. And then on the other sideline, he had a similar kind of play where Devontae Smith really breaks free when he makes his break. He's wide open, but by the time Hurts gets him the ball, the defender's recovered and bumps him out of bounds. Even though he makes the catch, he's out of bounds. If that ball's delivered a beat sooner, it's a long completion. So, but that's kind of nitpicky right now. I mean, he's playing really well. He's running, he's running the offense really well. They've built some nice runs into the game for him. A couple quarterback draws, a couple designed runs. We see the RPO coming back here. Mm-hmm. This is one of the things that the Saints, as good as they are defensively, and they are quite good, they don't play many quarterbacks like this guy. You think of the division they're in, the quarterbacks in that division. They're not running quarterbacks. It's Matt Ryan, it's Tom Brady. Those are the guys they play against most of the time. A quarterback that can get out of the pocket and run, a quarterback that can run RPOs, a quarterback that can run quarterback draws is a different animal for them. And so you're seeing in the first half that they're having some trouble adjusting to that.
Yeah, the way they run the RPO, the way Jalen Hurts runs that RPO, he gets the ball right in Sanders and Howard's gut, and you really don't know who's taking it, and they run it very smoothly, and I think the defense falls for it every time. And when you see it, it looks like Hurts is taking the ball the bulk of the time, but you really don't know.
But you don't know. But what it's done is the mix of plays. I wish they would go under center a little bit more. I mean, they're really shotgun heavy at this point. hard for me to nitpick because they are ahead comfortably. But they're really a good offense when they're under center, and they're almost exclusively under shotgun here. But what they have been able to do in terms of the play-action series, when he takes that ball back and he drops back to become a true quarterback, you see how sometimes he stands in that pocket and he has tremendous protection against a team that can really rush the quarterback. They're so confused and they're so worried about playing the edges, playing the run, playing the quarterback draw, playing the quarterback keeper, that they're all tied up with that. And when he takes that couple steps back and stands in the pocket, sometimes there's nobody around. So that's the design of the offense, and I have to give Nick Sirianni credit. He's really redesigned his offense on the fly this year. I mean, this is a whole different offense than what he was running earlier. I mean, he really has adjusted, and it's clear, but 4 or 5 weeks into this new offense, the team is really picking it up.
Yeah, maybe now we fully understand what Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie saw and heard from Nick Sirianni during those interviews that ended up with them selecting him as the new Eagles head coach. Lastly, Slay. Big play Slay. He has 3 interceptions on the season. He's got the second pick 6 of his career. He's got his 3rd defensive touchdown of the season, Ray. 2 by fumble and now an interception return for a touchdown today, which if it hasn't iced the game by halftime, certainly will come close.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, Seth said it before he even got to the end zone. When he made the pick and he's heading down, he's going to score. Seth said, well, that one takes him to the Pro Bowl. Just keep going. And it's true. I mean, he's definitely having a Pro Bowl season. What's interesting about Simeon is, look, he's not great, for sure. But the one thing about him is he's not a guy that turns the ball over much. I mean, even though he had started a couple games and they hadn't won them, he had 5 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. So he's not one of those substitute or backup quarterbacks who implodes. But today, I mean, the Eagles are bringing just enough pressure on him, especially on 3rd down, that's forcing him into some very big mistakes.
Yeah, certainly we had hoped that the Eagles would be leading at halftime, given Ray's statistic. Certainly we thought maybe it might be 10-7, maybe it might be 14-7, but no one imagined, I don't think, 27-7 Eagles at halftime. And can another victory be too far behind, Ray?
Let's not get carried away. We'll
and
see.
Then the playoffs, Ray. Even the playoffs, Ray. And then the Super Bowl. Okay, I'll calm down.
Hey, listen, with the way they're playing right now, I mean, this is really an impressive performance against a very good defense. And so, hats off to them. They got 30 more minutes to go, though, Mike.
30 more minutes to go. But as John Clark reported for us before the game, Nick Sirianni, in a pregame talk to his team, gathered the team around, said, we got to get one today at home. We owe it to the city of Philadelphia. And right now, they're making good on that promise. We'll see what happens, as Ray said. Reminder, after the 3rd quarter, Seth Joyner gives you his take on the game. Up till then, clock hits 0, and we're back for Eagles post-game live on NBC Sports Philadelphia. And I believe, Alexa Hente, we will also be on YouTube and all the other, you can get us, right? On YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We'll have the post-game show as well on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. We're interplanetary. It's huge. All right, everybody, for Nissan Post-Game Live, we'll see you after the game.